So in last class, we were studying a 2 degree of freedom system. In fact, we were analyzing a 2 degree of freedom system subjected to forces 200 cos lambda t at m1 and 150 cos lambda t at m2. And then the system exhibits proportional damping. So we derived its equation of motion. We saw that the equation of motion is coupled. Then we uncoupled the equation of motion by applying a transformation. U is equal to phi z. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Where phi is the matrix of eigenvectors of M inverse K. So using that,
Yes, sir.
using that, we got this final equation. Are you with me? This is the
Yes,
final
sir.
equation that we have got. And you can see that none of the matrix has off-diagonal terms M, C, or K, and therefore these equations of motion are uncoupled. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The only one question pending with us is how to get C1, C2, C3, and C4. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let us look at the first term of this generalized damping matrix. So I'm going to call this as C matrix, that is generalized damping matrix. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to denote the four terms of this matrix as capital C1, capital C2, capital C3, and capital C4. We know that C2 and C3 are off diagonal terms, they are 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is generalized mass matrix. This is M1, this is M2, this is M3, and this is M4. Are you with me? But
Yes, sir.
now we can make our life simpler by, instead of calling this C1, C2, C3, C4 and M1, M2, M3, M4, when I know that off diagonal terms are 0, I can simply call it as C1 and C2. These are the only two terms in damping matrix that matter. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I can call this as generalized mass matrix. Its first element M1 and this is M2. I can call this as capital K1 generalized stiffness matrix. Okay. Why do I call them a generalized mass and stiffness matrices? Because they are in Z coordinate system after applying the transformation. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can we find out the first natural frequency of this system? As this is 2 degree of freedom system, it is going to have two natural frequencies. The first natural frequency omega 1 is root K1 upon M1. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So how much is that? Can we find out that? Root K1 upon M1. We have already found out that because we know that M inverse K, eigenvalues of M inverse K are square of this natural frequency. So omega 1 should be 1.6026 radian per second and omega 2 should be 4.5568 radian per second. We already know that. We are just cross verifying. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So root K1 upon M1. So what is the value of K1? 4542.947. 4542.947. 947 divided by M1. What is the value of M1? 1768.75. 1768.75. Can you tell me what is this value? What is this value?
1.60.
1.60, third digit.
2. 1.602.
Radian per second. Is it same as the frequency that we got earlier? 1.602. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So same. So what we are doing is correct. Now, what is the second natural frequency? Omega 2, that is equal to square root of K2 upon M2. Generalized stiffness coefficient, generalized stiffness matrix के element है दोनों, and generalized mass matrix. So this is square root of, what is the value of K2? So let us have a look at the value of K2, that is 205010.177. 205010.177. What is the second, what element of mass matrix? 9872.92. 9872.92. Can you tell me what is this ratio and its square root?
4.556.
4.556 radians per second. And these two values, they do match with the square root of eigenvalues of M inverse K matrix. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So therefore, okay. Happy? Now, can you tell me the relationship between damping and critical damping? C upon C star is equal to damping ratio eta is equal to C upon 2m omega. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This we have used for single degree of freedom system. We are going to extend this relationship. We will now say C1 upon C1 star is equal to eta 1. This is for first mode. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And this is equal to C1 upon 2 M1 omega 1. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the problem statement, is eta 1 given? Eta 1 is given as 0.005. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So can I say this is equal to 0.005?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, what is the value of M1? Do we know the value of M1? Yes, it is
Yes, sir.
1768.75. So can I substitute these values here? So C1 is equal to 0.005 multiplied by 2 multiplied by, what is the value of M1? 1768.75. What is the value of omega 1? Omega 1 is 1.602. Happy? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me this value?
28.335.
28.335.
335.
Happy? You have to be consistent in units. So mass is substituted in kg and frequency is substituted in radian per second. What is the value of C2? Tell me. C2 is equal to C2 upon C2 star is equal to
Eta 2.
is equal to eta 2 is equal to, yeah, tell me.
C2 upon 2 M2 omega 2.
2 M2 omega 2. Great. So can we substitute these values now? So can we write, this is for second mode. Happy?
Yes, sir.
What is the value of eta 2 given? 0.006. Happy? So can
Yes,
I
sir.
equate it to 0.006? That implies C2 is equal to 0.006 multiplied by 2 multiplied by, what is the value of M2? 9872.92. 9872.92 92 multiplied by, what is the value of omega 2? 4.556. Happy? Can you tell me how much is C2?
So 539.772.
539.772.
772.
So we have got the values of C1 and C2. Now just have a look at this. We have already got the values of C1 and C2. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Based on the data given, we have got the values of C1 and C2. So we can straight away go for solving these equations. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then ये जो हमने C1 कैलकुलेट किया और ये जो C2 की वैल्यू कैलकुलेट की, ये कहाँ काम आएगी? It will be beneficial to compute alpha and beta. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Because we have written C is equal to alpha times M plus beta times K. So what are those proportionality constants alpha and beta? ये अगर हमें निकालना है तो ये दो values की मदद होगी, because we already know these values are 28.335 and 539.772. So if I equate these terms to those two values, I get two equations in alpha and beta, and I can easily get the value of alpha and beta. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Because here C1, small c1, small c2, small c3 and small c4, they are functions of alpha and beta. देखो हमने ये मैट्रिक्स लिखा था C मैट्रिक्स. This is small c1, this is small c2, this is small c3, and this is small c4. They are functions of alpha and beta. So ultimately I get two equations in two unknowns and I can solve for alpha and beta. That we will do at the end of this solution. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right now we will go ahead with this solution with these values of C1 and C2. We already know the values, so this equation gets modified. How does this equation look like? So first term remains as it is. Happy? Plus, what is the value of C1 and C2 now? Tell me. C1 is 28.335. This becomes 0, this is 0, and this is 539.772. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the value of, this is Z1 dot, this is Z2 dot, and the third term remains as it is, stiffness matrix. So let me, third term and right hand side term, they remain as it is. So I will copy this, I will put it here. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us expand first row so that we get the first equation. So what is the first equation? Can you tell me? 1768.75 Z1 double
Double dot.
plus 28.335 Z1 dot. देखो 1768.75 Z1 double dot plus 0 Z2 double dot. So I have not written term in Z2 double dot. Plus 28.335 Z1 dot plus 0 Z2 dot. So I have not written any term in Z2 double dot. Plus 4542.947 Z1 plus 0 times Z2. So no need to write down any term in Z2 is equal to 253.684 cos of lambda t. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can we write down the solution of this? Can we write down the solution for this? कैसे लिखना है solution? So we already know the solution for this. We have already done that. This is harmonic excitation. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So do we have solution for this? Answer is yes. So let me look at which lecture number covered the solution. Probably 11th one. Let me check. 1 minute. No, not 11th one. Even later to that. 1 minute. Maybe 14th one. Yes. So I will share my screen with you now. 1 minute. Entire screen. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? Weber?
Yes, sir.
So चलो देखो कैसे लिखा है ये इक्वेशन mu डबल डॉट प्लस cu डॉट प्लस ku is equal to f0 cos lambda t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So compare. So compare this with lecture number 23. Compare this equation. So what is the value? What is the value of m? In that comparison, value of m is 1768.75.
75.
What is the value of c? 28.335.
28.335.
Then what is the value of k? 4542.947. Happy?
Yes, sir.
What is the value of f0?
253.684.
0.684. Very good. And cos lambda t is cos lambda t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So do we have the solution for this?
Yes, sir.
Did we find out the solution for this? The answer is probably yes. Where is the solution? Is this the solution? I hope so. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is the solution. Let me copy this solution there. Print screen, or we will write it down. U of t. कैसे लिखूं मैं solution बताओ मैं. So instead of u of t, this becomes z1 of t. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Z1 of t. So what is z1 of t? Z1 of t is equal to e raised to minus eta omega t. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, what were the boundary conditions here? For what boundary conditions did we obtain this solution? चलो कहाँ है boundary conditions? Are there any boundary conditions? C1 and C2 are to be obtained from boundary conditions. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So e raised to, let us write down the solution. E raised to minus eta omega t. E raised to minus, what is the value of eta now? We know eta 1 is given as 0.005.
005.
Eta omega. What is the value of omega 1 now? So eta is eta 1, that is 0.005. What is the value of omega 1? Can you tell me?
1.602.
1.602. So we have these values in place. So E into 1.602. Happy? Eta omega t in bracket. C1 cos omega d t. By the way, what is omega 1d? It is nothing but omega 1 into square root of 1 minus eta 1 square. Happy? 1.602 into square root of 1 minus 0.005 square. Can you tell me how much is this? 1.602 into square root of 1 minus 0.005 bracket square. Yes, Vaibhav.
Yes, sir. 1.599.
1.599 t. Are you with me? Happy? C1 cos omega dt plus C2 sin omega dt plus C2 sin.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Might be value is wrong, sir.
Pardon?
Value is wrong, might be, sir. Let me check once again.
Yes, check it.
Sir, it is 1.601.
1.601. Okay, so then we can call one. We can take it as 1.6 itself. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that's anyway. That is not much different than 1.602. It's all right. So it is 1.6. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And then plus we have this component F0 C lambda okay. What is C here? Just let me think. C is damping itself, right? Yes, C is damping itself. So here I'm going to write it as F0. Can you tell me what is the value of F0 in our case? 253.684. What is the value of C? That is C1 here. The C here is 28.335. Do you agree? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Multiplied by lambda
Excuse me,
divided.
sir.
Yes, go ahead.
The F0 will be 253.684 cos lambda t.
No, compare with this. No, we are solving this equation F0 cos lambda t. So F0 is the coefficient of cos lambda t.
Okay. Okay, sir.
If you refer to lecture number, whatever I said, what was the lecture number 23? In that we have solved this problem where the single degree of freedom system was subjected to harmonic excitation F0 cos lambda t. F0 is constant. It is a coefficient of cos lambda t. In this particular case, it is for first equation, F0 is 253.684. Agreed?
Yes, yes, yes. Got it.
So that solution we are just we are not solving that problem once again. We are referring that solution and we are substituting the values here. Are you with me? What is m square? So what is the value of m in this particular case? 1768.75 m square. Then omega square minus lambda square whole bracket square. So omega, how much is omega? 1.602. 1.602 square minus lambda square. Are you with me? The whole bracket square plus C lambda square. So 28.335 into lambda, the whole bracket square. sine lambda t. So this multiplied by sine lambda t. Are you with me, Weber? Plus f0, that is 253.684 multiplied by m. M is 1768.75 m into omega square minus lambda square. So that is nothing but this bracket. Copying it here. Omega square minus lambda square divided by this entire denominator is as it is. So let me copy that denominator. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Into cos lambda d. So this multiplied by cos lambda t. Happy? This is z1 of t. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The exponential power should be negative, e raised to minus 0.05.
Yes, e raised to minus eta omega t. That's correct. So can we further simplify this? Can I write z1 of t in better form? So z1 of t is equal to e raised to bolo. Just multiply this and tell me how much it is. Minus 0.005 into 1.602. Yeah.
Minus 0.00801.
Minus 0.00801
8001.
times t, right? This multiplied by C1 cos of 1.6t plus
Into
C2
sign of
sine of 1.6t. Happy?
yes, sir.
And in this we are going to add. Now can you multiply and anyway the denominator is, we cannot do anything about it, but can you multiply this 253.684 into 28.335?
7188.136.
7088.136,
136.
right? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Lambda sine lambda t. And you will agree that denominator of both the terms is same. So therefore I can just simply add these two terms. So can you multiply 253.684 by 1768.75 and tell me how much is that? Yeah.
448703.
448703
3.575.
0.575 into bracket 1.602 square minus lambda square cos lambda t. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
This divided by the denominator. (28.335) lambda square, right? This is Z1 of t. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do we get this C1 and C2? C1 and C2 are obtained by
Boundary.
respecting the boundary conditions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So we must have, did we do that in earlier case? We did that only when lambda approaches omega, not for general case. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, C1 and C2 are to be obtained by using boundary conditions. Happy? Are you with me? Vaibhav, am I audible? Vedang, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So till Vaibhav comes back, please keep yourself unmuted. So Z1 of t is this one. Now, what is the first boundary condition? Can you tell me? The system starts from rest. If nothing is given about the system, it must be starting from rest and it must be starting from its mean position. So therefore, the boundary conditions that we are going to apply are this. Z1 of 0 is 0. Are you with me?
Yes.
And Z1 dot of 0 is also 0. These are the two boundary conditions that we are going to apply. If we apply the first boundary condition, what does it give? When I substitute t equal to 0 here, this term becomes 1. This term becomes only C1. This term vanishes. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Then on this side, lambda t term, t becomes 0, so this term vanishes.
Yes.
This term becomes,
Comes
what does
1.
this term become? So this term becomes, this term remains plus 448,703.575 into bracket 1.602 square minus lambda square divided by the denominator. Happy?
Yes.
This has to be equal to 0. So what is the value of C1? The value of C1 is equal to negative of this.
Yes.
Agreed? I'm going to write down that. Negative of this. Happy? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well. Now we have been given two cases in the problem. What are the two cases? When lambda is equal to omega 1 and when lambda is equal to omega 2. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So we will calculate the value of C1 for case A and case B. Case A. What is case A? Lambda is equal to omega 1. So in that case, lambda is equal to omega 1 is equal to 1.602. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, 1.602 square minus 1.602 square is 0. So therefore, C1 will turn out to be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And we will look at case B. When lambda is equal to omega 2, which is equal to how much? Tell me.
4.55.
What is omega 2?
4.
4.556. 4.556.
Six.
So what I want you to do is, in this, substitute the value of lambda as 4.556 and tell me what is the answer. ये सब evaluate करके answer बताओ मैं. Negative sign is sitting outside. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I will also do it with you so that we have cross verification. Just give me a second. Calculate 448,703.575 into 1.602 square minus 4.556 square. This entire thing divided by 1768.75 square. This divided by 1.602 square minus 4.556 square. Yes. Just 1 minute. Is done. Plus 28.5 square 0.566 square. How much did you get?
$588.296.
1 minute. I'm getting something different. 448,703.575 into 1.602 square minus 4.556 square. This divided by 1768.75 square into 1.602 minus 4.556 square. इसका square बाकी है. Square plus no, I got it as. Has anyone got any other value? Vaibhav, did you get Vedant, did you get the value?
So even my value is wrong. It is somewhere around 520 or something.
No, no, do the calculation once again and
Okay.
let me know the value. Because I am getting very different value.
Is it 166? 5.3208?
No, I am getting it as minus 7.8794 into 10 power minus 3. Sorry, minus is sitting outside there, so it will be plus. Just check once again. Substitute this value. Okay, let us do it piece by piece. So can you tell me how much is the value of denominator and numerator? 448,703.575 into bracket 1.602 square minus 4.556 square. So how much did you get for the denominator? The numerator that you tell me. Numerator की value क्या है? Numerator I am getting it as minus 8.1622464.803 into 10 power 6. Is that right? चलो ये बताओ सही है क्या?
Yes, sir.
And there is a minus sign sitting outside. So this minus and minus will become plus, right?
Yes, sir.
सही आ रहा है ना न्यूमरेटर?
Yes, sir.
अब
Yes, sir.
डिनोमिनेटर में सिर्फ पहली ये टर्म कैलकुलेट करो, फर्स्ट टर्म. सो इट इज 1768.75 1768.75 square into bracket 1.602 square minus 4.556 square ब्रैकेट कंप्लीट दी होल ब्रैकेट स्क्वायर. अच्छा, ये फर्स्ट वैल्यू कितना आ रहा है बताओ मुझे. आई गॉट इट एज 1.021434374 into 10 power 9. Is that right?
Same. Sir, right, correct.
Plus, so this plus ये वैल्यू आप कैलकुलेट करो. That is 28.335 square into 4.556 square. So that value is 13.3232 into 10 power 2, 10 power 3. Is that right? Vedang, is that right?
Sir, I'm still calculating.
Okay, after that you do this sum and tell me what is the sum. So that also I will write 1.0352214 into 10 power 9. 10 power 9 plus 13.3232 into 10 power 3.
But actually, I got 16.66 into 10 raised to 3 and not 13.32.
कैसे किया? 28.335 का स्क्वायर किया कि नहीं? मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4.556 स्क्वायर.
Yes, multiplied by 4.556 the whole square. I'm getting that only.
हाँ, 16.6653.
Right.
Right. There is a
Yes,
mistake
yes.
here. 16.6653.
Yes.
So let us do this addition. 16.6653 plus the earlier one 1.0352214,374 into 10 power 9. So I got this denominator as 1.035 5 2 3 7 8 0 2 7 into 10 power 9. Is that right?
Yes.
So ये 10 power 6 चला जाएगा, ये 10 power 9 है, तो ये डिनोमिनेटर में 10 power 3 रह जाएगा. Are you with me? So
Yes.
that is 10 power minus 3 in numerator multiplied by ratio of these two things, 8.166, 8.1622464 divided by 1.035237827. So that is 7.88, 7.8844.
Yes. Right. So I got to say
8844. हाँ, तो वही मेरा वैल्यू यहाँ पे आया 7.8844. Are you with me?
yes.
Into 10 power minus 3. Now is everybody on same page? ये C1 की वैल्यू आ जाएगी.
Yes, sir.
Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for case A and case B, we have found out the value of C1. Now, once we find out the value of C2 for case A and case B, we have found out Z1 completely. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
And by the way, how did you know that Z1 of 0 is 0 and Z1 dot of 0 is 0? ये कैसे पता है आपको?
From initial conditions.
But initial conditions are on U1 and U2. Do you agree with me? Initial
Yes.
conditions are on U1 and U2, not on Z1 and Z2. So let me show that middle step as well. Are you with me?
Yes.
So what are the initial conditions? Tell me. Our initial conditions for this equation are U1 and U2 of 0 is 0. Do you agree with me? This is the first condition. Happy?
Yes.
So can I write? But we already know that U1 and U2 is equal to 5 times Z. Z1, Z2. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So when U1 of 0 is 0 and U2 of 0 is 0, when this is 0 and 0, Z1 and Z2 are going to be 0 and 0, whatever may be the phi. Are you with me?
Yes.
So therefore Z1 of 0 and Z2 of 0 is equal to देखो, phi inverse of 0, 0. Are you with me? Just give me a
Yes.
second. Hello? So Z1 of because U1 of 0 and U2 of 0 are 0. So therefore Z1 of 0 is going to be equal to 0 and Z2 of 0 is going to be equal to 0. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, U1 dot of 0 is 0 and U2 dot of 0 is 0. So there, but we also know U1 dot and U2 dot is 5 times Z1 dot Z2 dot. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, what is the relationship? U dot is equal to 5 times Z dot. So therefore, Z dot is equal to phi inverse U dot. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But when U1 of 0 is 0 and U2 of 0 is 0, Z1 of 0 will be Z1 dot of 0 will be 0 and Z2 dot of 0 will be 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So ये step मैंने skip किया था. This you have to understand that z1 of 0, z1 dot of 0 is 0 and z2 dot of 0 is 0, z1 of 0 is 0 and z2 of 0 is 0. These are the boundary conditions. Happy?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, अभी सेकंड बाउंड्री कंडीशन हम अप्लाई करने वाले हैं टू गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ C2. हैप्पी?
Yes, sir.
So what is that second boundary condition? Second boundary condition is z1 dot of 0 is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
But what is z1 dot? So let me look at what is z1 dot. So C1 is 0, so this term is going to vanish. Will you agree? Vedant?
Yes, sir. The term will vanish.
This first term is going to vanish, the second term is going to remain. And then this also involves t, this also involves t. So first term vanishes in second term. This also involves t and this also involves t. So we are going to apply chain rule. तो कैसे chain rule apply होगा देखो. Z1 of t, first of all I am keeping this term as it is. So e raised to minus 0.0000 00801 times t as it is into bracket C2 times C2 वैसे के वैसे रहेगा into 1.6 into cos of 1.60. Do you agree with me?
Right.
Plus now I'm going to maintain the second term as it is. C2 into sine of 1.60 maintained as it is. And then what is the derivative of first term? Derivative of first term will be minus 0.00801 e raised to minus 0.00. You need to take derivative of this term. So what is the derivative of this term? Minus 0.00801 e raised to minus 0.00801 t. Happy?
Yes.
So ये हो गया first term का derivative. Now in second term, look at the second term. What will be the derivative of first term? It will be 7188.136 lambda square cos lambda t. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So that I will write down plus 7188.136 lambda square cos lambda t. Happy?
Yes.
And what will be the derivative of second term here? Minus lambda sine lambda t. So therefore, it is going to be minus lambda multiplied by this term as it is. This term as it is. This term as it is. Into sine lambda t. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Sine lambda t. So sine lambda t. And this entire thing is going to have a common denominator, that is this one. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Don't get worried by the lengthy expressions that we are going to get. That's all right. This is the expression for z1 dot. But what is the boundary condition? In boundary condition, I want to find out z1 dot of 0. That means I have to substitute t equal to 0. When I substitute t equal to 0 here, this becomes 1. This becomes 1.6 times C2. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
This term becomes 1. This term vanishes because sin 1.6
Yes.
is there. So
Zero.
इसलिए कोई भी term नहीं आएगा. Then the second term, which is the lengthiest term that we see, is going to vanish. Do you agree with
Yes.
me? And
Yes.
only this term is going to remain. So that will be equal to plus 7188.136 lambda square divided by the denominator. Are you with me?
Yes.
This is the value of, this is what is going to remain. And this has to be equal to 0. So that indicates what is the value of C2. C2 therefore is minus 7188.136 lambda square, happy, divided by 1.6 into denominator. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Chalo. Now for case A and case B, we are going to find out the value of C2. Case A and case B. What is case A? In case A, lambda is equal to omega 1 is equal to 1.602. Happy?
Yes, sir.
In case B, lambda is equal to omega 2, which is equal to 4.556. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just 1 minute. कुछ मिस तो नहीं किया यहाँ पे? Sin lambda t. Fine. So when lambda is equal to omega 2 is equal to 4.556, what is the value of C2? Tell me. It will be just 1 minute. Yes, we are doing it correctly. Yeah, tell me value of C2. When lambda is equal to 1.602, what is going to happen to this term? This
Zero.
term is going to be 0. So only this term remains. So then C2 is going to be equal to minus
Sir, the
7
numerator will be whole of 7188.136.
multiplied by 1.602 square, right?
The whole square, right?
No, it's not whole square. Why will it be whole square? Whole square नहीं है ना यहाँ पे.
Okay, right.
I hope we have not made any calculation mistake. It is say minus 7188.136 into 1.602 square divided by 1.6 into bracket. First term is going to vanish. Second term is going to remain. That is 28.335 square into lambda square. But lambda is 1.602 square. Do you agree with me?
But the value of C2 comes as
This should cancel out.
5.59.
No, it will be minus.
Yes, minus 5.59, sorry.
So let us check that. Minus 7188.136 divided by 1.6 divided by 28.335 square. Minus 6.8869, right?
No, sir. So let me check again.
This
Coming
is
as minus 5.59.
7188.136 divided by 1.3 हुआ मेरे से. Okay, मेरी गलती है. 5.5956
Yes.
minus 5.59656. 1 minute. Minus 5.5956. Happy? And for case P, what is the value of C2? For case B, C2 is going to be equal to minus 7188.136 into 4.556 square divided by 1.6 multiplied by 1768.75 square into bracket 1.602 square minus 4.556 square plus 28.335 square into 4.556 square. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let me calculate that. Minus 718836 into 4.556 square divided by in bracket 1.6 multiplied by in bracket 1768.75 square into 1.602 square minus 4.556 bracket square. The whole bracket square is there. That was
Yes.
that's square plus 28.335 square into 4.556 square. So how much did you get? I got it as, I don't know if it is correct, check. I got it as minus 90.078 into 10 power minus 6. Is that right?
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I got minus 9.01 into 10 raised to minus 5. So it's correct.
So that's correct. So अब एक काम करते हैं. Now we have evaluated Z1 of t completely for both the cases. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So let us make a summary. So at the end, I'm going to make a summary. So let us have a summary. 1 minute.
For Z2 also we'll have to solve, right?
Yes, we will solve for Z2, but ये इतना confusion ना बढ़े, इसलिए एक बार right hand side में summary बना के रखते हैं, उसमें हम add करते जाएंगे. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, सबसे पहले हम calculate कर रहे हैं Z1 of t. And this is for case A. And this is for case B. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So for case A and case, or let us write down 1 minute. For case A and case B. Case A. So first is Z1 of t. Let us borrow the equations of Z. Let us borrow the equation of Z1 of t. Where is Z1 of t? So this equation I'm going to borrow as it is. 1 minute. So let us borrow this equation as it is there. This is the equation for Z1 of t. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
When I am dealing with case A, what is the value of lambda? What is the value of lambda? Omega 1, which is equal to 1.602. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Radian per second. What can you say about these two terms here in that case? For case A. So case A, this term is going to vanish. This term is going to vanish. This term,
Yes.
the entire second term is going to vanish. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So when it is case A, okay, anyway, we will not do all those things. We will do all those things later. But this is the Z, this is the value of Z1 of t. And जिसमें what is the value of C1 and what is the value of C2? That we will write. C1 equal to and C2 equal to. So केस A के लिए C1 की वैल्यू क्या आई थी बोलो? 0
For case A, C1 was 0, yes.
and C2 was minus 5.5956.
596. Yes.
याद रखो minus 5.5956. C1 was 0 and this was minus 5.
5.5956.
Happy?
Yes.
Then for case B,
Case B, C1 was 7.884 into 10 raised to minus 3.
7.884 into 10 power
Minus 3.
okay. So ये वैल्यू केस B की वैल्यू गड़बड़ है because we took C1 equal to 0 directly. है ना? What is the expression? This is the expression, no? So while
Yes.
taking the time derivative, no, we did not take C1 equal to 0. लिया था ना सब values?
So only for the cases of C2, we needed to take the derivative.
हाँ C2 के
Even
लिए,
we-
लेकिन जब डेरिवेटिव हमने लिया था सो हमने इस टर्म का डेरिवेटिव नहीं लिया था बिकॉज वी सेड C1 is 0 but C1 is 0 only for case A.
Oh,
But
so we had to take the C1 of case B.
But even if we take the derivative, that term will vanish because it will become sine of 1.60.
Yes, right.
So when we substitute t equal to 0, still that term is going to vanish. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Or no? 1 minute. We will have to take derivative of this term. No. Okay. So this calculation is not correct. This is only when C1 is 0. Case A.
Yes.
केस बी के लिए ये कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा. सो केस बी का कैलकुलेशन हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में करेंगे. This
Okay, sir.
C2 is not correct.
Okay.
We will do the calculation and we will show what is the value of C2. That's why that summary is important. So for case B now, similar same expression is valid, but C1 is different and C2 is different. Are you with me?
Yes, right.
So next class में क्या करने वाले हैं हम? First of all, we will find out the value of C2 for case B. Then we will include that in this summary, and then we will march ahead to get Z.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we will stop today because we have already covered 1 hour and 15 minutes. So let us stop today. I may think of taking few extra lectures this week, so I will let you know.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let us stop here today. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask, or otherwise mark your attendance and then you can leave the class.